So we'd like to do 8.3's number 22, which says basically graph this thing and look at some stuff about it. So here we have the function f of x is the absolute value of the quantity x plus 2 minus 4. Okay, so how do I graph this thing? Without like 8.3 wants me to do a little stuff first, but I think we can do this better with the tools we learned in chapter 12. So thinking about this as what should it roughly look like? What do I expect this to roughly look like?
A V.
Yeah, I expect it to look like the absolute value function, right? Okay, so I'm remembering this is what absolute value of x looks like, right? V-shape, pointed up, 45-degree angles with the axes, and intercept at 0, 0, right? Or vertex at 0, 0. Okay, so then I might think to myself, okay, this function, right, starts with an x. What's the first thing I do with it?
Add 2.
Add 2. Then I absolute value that thing. Then I subtract 4. Okay, so this thing happens before or after the rule?
Before.
You guys see that? So before the rule, that thing is a horizontal shift, right? So it's going to be
Left.
right or left?
Left.
Left.
There is no justice.
Yeah, because there's no justice in the world. It should go right, but it doesn't. Goes left. And the other one, the minus 4, that's a before or after the rule?
After.
That's an after the rule thing, and that means it's a vertical thing, and this is
Down.
down 4. Okay, so now I know that I should start with my V-shape per usual, right? And then I should shift everything left 2 units. And then down 4 units, right? Okay, so if I shift left 2 units, right, I'd get like here with my vertex at negative 2, 0. Okay, and then I need to go down 4 units. So that'll put my vertex here at
-2, -4.
-2, -4. And it'll look like this, right? Okay, where's that?
About 0, 2.
-2.
Yeah, that's at y is -2. So that's 0, -2. The reason I know that is this line has slope 1/1, right?
Also
Because that's the line y equals x shifted around a bit.
Also because the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 4 is -2.
Awesome. Or I could think about that as being that
Absolute value of x plus 2.
y-intercept, right?
That's
So that's when I plug 0 into the function, right? So I plug 0 in there, I find out that the absolute value of 2 minus 4 is in fact -2. So I've got to double check on that one. I'm pretty sure that now I've put this thing in the right spot. Okay, so to figure out the parts that they actually asked me for, where does part A start that table? Does that start at -3 or
-3.
2? -3. Okay, so they asked me to fill out this table. They've got x's and f of x's. I don't know why they arranged their table sideways from what they usually do, but whatever. Okay, and they asked for these x's. So, can I help them out with these?
Yeah, you just plug in the x values into the thing.
Okay, so when I plug -3 in, I take the absolute value of negative 1, right? I get 1. Then I subtract 4, so I get out of that negative 3. When I plug negative 2 in there, I get negative 4. How did I know that? I could plug it in, but I already did, right? That's my vertex. Okay, now when I plug negative 1 in, what do I get?
Yeah.
Negative 3, which I can do again without actually plugging it in there by just saying, oh, that's over 1, so it'll go up 1. Then the rest I can just do the over 1, up 1 rule for. So they'll go negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1. Or you could spend your life plugging these in there. Either way. You guys cool with that? Remember the points on a graph are x comma f of x's, right? So I can just read them off the picture even. Okay, so that's part A. Part B says, does it open up or down?
It opens up.
What's C say?
Actually, I think you'll look at C for the upward and downward.
Oh,
It is plot. He's
B.
going to sketch it out.
that's the answer for B. C is up. How about what's D?
Determine the vertex.
D is what's the vertex? Oh wait, we already did that too, right? The vertex is at
Negative 2, negative 4.
-2, -4. Okay, what's E say? Domain?
Minimum or maximum y value.
Oh. Okay. What's the minimum maximum?
The lowest or the highest.
Okay, so what's the minimum? Y value.
Negative 4.
-4. Oops. Wow. So Y minimum, Y maximum is?
Infinity.
Yeah.
No max.
Yeah, another reasonable way to phrase that would be, isn't one? Right? Okay, see that? Okay. What's F? F is domain?
Yeah.
And G is range? Awesome. So what's the domain of this sucker? How do I do domains again?
Domain is all the numbers that you can plug into it.
Yeah, so what numbers can't I plug into that thing?
There's no numbers you can't plug in.
Yeah, there are no numbers I can't plug in. So my domain is
Negative infinity to infinity.
all of R or negative infinity to infinity. Remember, a way I can do that is I can take a graph of the thing and go like this and ask, where did the graph end up smeared? How do I do that for the domain, or for the range, rather?
You squish it the other way.
Yeah, I squish it the other way and I ask, okay, what did we get stuff on? So what's my range for this one?
All the numbers
Negative 4
above
to
negative
infinity.
Yeah, everything from -4 up, right? Okay, so I'm going like this. I know that I put an open bracket on infinity because it's not a number.
Close bracket for the negative 4.
Close bracket on -4? Why?
Because nothing, you can't go any less than negative 4.
Okay, that still doesn't justify the closed bracket.
Because it's included.
Yeah, how do I know it's included?
You have an input for it.
Yeah, I have an input that hits it. What's that input?
Negative 2.
-2. Awesome. Cool. Questions on that?
Could we also say this greater than or equal to negative 4?
Yeah. So if you were going to rephrase this, you could say, or x is bigger than or equal to -4. Cool.